Hey there, it's Steve from Serious Keto, and this is the week two update on no caffeine for me. I'm a little bit confused, probably because of no caffeine, but also because I sort of started this journey about 3 weeks ago, very rapidly, almost cold turkey, weaning myself off of caffeine. So, week two update, although it's been about 3 weeks for me. Now, when I started this challenge, I wanted to see what sort of effect it would have on my body, my mind, etc. So would my blood pressure get better? Would my heart rate, resting heart rate, get better? The answer so far to both of those has been no. Would my sleep improve? So far, the answer on that has been, actually, I think it's gotten a little bit worse. My overall sleep scores are about the same. However, it's taking me a lot longer to fall asleep, uncaffeinated. So generally, since I started taking the Perfect Keto, and this is not a commercial for them, but the Perfect Keto Beauty and Sleep product, I was falling asleep within a few minutes of my head hitting the pillow. Now, lots of times I'll lay in bed for an hour before I fall asleep. On the bright side, the caffeine withdrawal headaches have gone away. So that's good. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of good news. I mean, my workouts also have been suffering, not from the headaches anymore, but just I don't feel that I have the same amount of energy. My reps are down in strength training, so that's kind of a disappointment. Just in general, I've had sort of this lethargy about me, and it kind of extends past the just sort of brain fog to I'm not feeling especially passionate or excited about anything. Even something like playing video games or strapping on my VR headset and doing any sort of gaming or something with that. These are things I used to really take a lot of pleasure in, and now I'm just sort of disinterested. I'm not especially interested in reading. I feel like I'm just kind of wandering through my day without caffeine. It's sort of weird. Two more interesting things to share. The first is the day that I released the week one update video would have been day, I think 90, 91, something like that, of no alcohol for me. And that was the first time in a long time that I felt cravings for alcohol. There was about a 2 day period, somewhere between the 90th day and the 92nd day, where I wanted to drink. And, the little voice in my head was saying, Steve, just have a drink. You're going to feel better. And I didn't, but it's weird. It was weird that right around that phase, and it could just be coincidental, that suddenly I started having alcohol cravings just briefly. We're a week past that, and I haven't had it since. One of the other side effects, it seems, of going off of caffeine, and I've got data on this now that I've recorded on myself, is a change in my morning blood glucose. So there's a thing called the dawn effect, if you're not familiar with it, where your body will create a little tiny surge of glucose in the morning to kind of get you moving. You've been fasted, and now this is like, boop, here you go, here's a little glucose, time to start your day. And historically, that for me will start 4 or 5 in the morning and maybe ramp up till about 9 in the morning, and rarely does it get over 100 for my blood glucose score. Since I gave up caffeine, I'm getting a lot more pronounced blood glucose spike in the morning. In fact, here, I'll show, this is some before data. Oh, let me slide over here. So we got a little bit of before data here. You can see pretty mellow. And here's another one. These are just some dates that I picked out of February and March that are representative of the whole month. Now, here's one where this is shortly after I gave up caffeine. And you can see that the spike, or the increase in glucose, is happening a little bit later in the morning, and it's getting up a little bit higher. It's creeping up to around 110. Here's another one, and this shows that it's also, again, occurring a little bit later in the morning, and it's lasting longer. It's starting to creep up around noon before it starts to decline. Now, here's another one from a couple of days ago. This one, and again, I am fasted. There was nothing that happened right here at 8 in the morning, or yeah, it looks about 8 in the morning, where suddenly my glucose just shot up over 110. And finally, here's another one. This was just a couple of days ago, where again, you see it just ramping up from 6 in the morning all the way up until noon, and getting up over 110. That, incidentally, that spike there, that was me trying out a supposedly keto croissant. You can see from that spike there, not so much. So this is interesting. I'm not sure what to make of this. If this is my body somehow saying, oh, gee, Steve, you don't have the caffeine that normally you have at this time of day, so I'm going to try and give you a little bit of surge of glucose to get you moving. The surge is happening. I don't know that it's necessarily getting me moving. Anyhow, this has not been a fun challenge at all. If I could go back and undo this challenge, I would. And I'm curious to know, for those of you who have also decided to join me on this challenge and give up caffeine, how's it going for you? Are you seeing anything? Is it worth your while? Or are you just hanging out, waiting for May 1st so that you can get back to having coffee? Let me know down in the comments below. Also, for those of you who've been doing some sort of different challenge, I'd love to know how that's been going. And again, if you've got any tips, tricks, advice to anyone who might want to try your challenge in an upcoming month, including me, let me know. But I think that's going to be it for this. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to make it this whole month. This has not been fun. Not been fun at all. So, sorry to end this on a downer, but that's what it is. Thanks for watching.